All right, so today I'm reviewing my 2002 Chevrolet Camaro SS. I picked up this car a couple of weeks ago, and I must say I have really started to enjoy this car more than I anticipated. I'll talk about a little bit about the spec of this car. It's a SLP equipped car with the 6-speed manual transmission. It's obviously a convertible. Exterior is finished over black, and a couple of the cool tidbits on this SLP package from the factory. Cold air intake. This one has the optional chrome wheel package. We've got the Bilstein shock and suspension system. Of course, the Hurst short throw shifter. And then this car is spec'd with the quad exhaust system. And what's really cool is one of the previous owners deleted the mufflers in this car, so it really has a nice throaty pitch to the exhaust. It's not overkill and it doesn't sound cheap. It's just enough without being totally obnoxious. All right, so let's do a quick walk around of the car. We'll start in the front here. Again, I really like the look of these F bodies. I know it seems to be a pretty controversial generation, the fourth gen. People nickname these things, I think, catfish. I guess I kind of see it, but again, I really like the amber lighting on the front of these. Again, the old badging is super cool. You've got the traditional SS lettering, which is got the red accent to it. Again, mine has the upgraded 5-spoke chrome wheel setup. I think this design was shared with the Firebirds as well. And I just think it looks really cool. Of course, make our way to the back. Again, you can see this pass-through spoiler setup here. Just really, I just think that's really slick. All right, so let's take a peek under the hood, see what we're working with here. Again, LS1 platform here. You can see the cool lettering on the SLP cold air intake box. That's cool. Again, the previous owners, I mean, thank you to them because they have absolutely taken great care of this thing. Super clean underneath the hood of this car. All right, let's make our way into the inside of this thing. I just love this interior. It's really no frills. I'm just gonna roll the windows up so it's a little more quiet in here. Okay, so you can see here, 26,000 mile car, just an absolutely massive steering wheel. The proportions on the interior, a little interesting. You'd wish for something a little racier. This feels like this wheel could easily be in a Silverado from the 90s. Kind of wish it had more pizzazz, like a flat bottom steering wheel or whatever. But again, 90s, 2000s GM, interior was just not the focus. This will, the CD deck and audio system, this will look familiar, right? This was used in, boy, I don't know, everything. Of course, the Monsoon sound system. This is kind of a cool little tchotchke. I never really noticed until a few weeks back. That's cool. So 35th anniversary edition. This is just my phone mount, but I think this is a stability control system. Got some lighting in here. You've got the 6-speed Hurst short throw system. We've got power up and down. Again, this works quite well. The previous owners took really good care of the top. And there's not a lot more to the interior. I'm surprised that these cars actually had steering wheel controls. That's surprising. But just all the very simple controls that you would expect. And then as we make our way to the back, again, I don't think anyone is buying these cars probably for the rear seat legroom, but you can see it is doable with a couple of car seats. My kiddos absolutely love riding to school in this thing and going to get ice cream. And, it's tight. I've got a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, so it's tight. I have to scoot up, obviously, when I've got one of them behind me. But if you make your way around, it actually, again, it works pretty well. Like I said, you have to do the old school system of doing the seatbelt through the seat itself. And then I just, for the anchor, I just use the actual steel seatbelt harness here as my anchor on both sides. So I think some of these, I don't think people ever really use these, but you can get a bonnet cover for here. But in my case, I rarely leave the top down long enough that I would need the bonnet cover. But yeah, again, thankfully the previous owners of this car have taken super good care of this thing. I think I just got really lucky because I don't know that any convertible top really stands the test of time, particularly the cloth ones, but this one seems to be in great shape and holding quite well. All right, my first driving impressions of my 2002 Chevrolet Camaro SS SLP edition. I've had this car for a few weeks, and I must say I really like driving this car. I'm a longtime Camaro guy, so I've had a lot of these, mostly newer versions, 5th and 6th gen cars. So I was anxious to try, a 4th gen F body car, and I must say this is a lot of car for the money. What I've learned about this car is it's really fun at every speed. It's no less fun than the newer, faster cars, and it's just raw and loud. I mean, it's just good, affordable fun. And I think it's a combination of the convertible and the manual transmission. I've got a beautiful Michigan day here. It's about 75 degrees and sunny, and this car is just an absolute joy to drive in. Particularly on these twisty roads and anywhere you can really stretch the legs. This thing is just so much fun to drive. I can't think of any other cars that have 4 seats so you can fit a small family, has a V8, has a manual transmission, has a convertible that is this reasonably priced. It just seems like it's one of these cars that is just checks all the boxes for an enthusiast that might have some young kids. So here's my conclusion on these 4th gen Camaro Firebird cars. I think it's just a ton of car for the money. You compare the prices of these to a 5th and 6th gen Camaros. A nice 4th gen goes for anywhere from, let's call it $15,000 to the mid $20,000 mark. At that price point, there's just not a lot of fun sports muscle cars with a manual transmission, a V8, certainly a convertible. There's just not a lot in that price point, right? You've got Mustang and you've really got Camaro when it comes to 4-seaters. Obviously, if you get into some of the Corvettes and you only need 2 seats, Corvette will always be a great option for the money. But in terms of bang for your buck, I think this car does it. This car just checks a ton of boxes for the enthusiast, fun car that is accessible at an affordable price, has a reliable platform, and puts a smile on your face when you drive it. And that, to me, that's it. That's it.